Good morning, everyone, and happy Monday. I'm glad that y'all have all been able to join us to kind of do this walkthrough of how to submit a girl order. First, we're going to start with the login page for Nutty. You'll need to go to www.ashtonfarmsnutty.com. It'll bring you to this login screen. Right here, I'm going to put in my login information real quick for the Troop view. Okay, what you're going to see, we have a little memo right here if there's anything going on or any updates that we'll provide from the council. And you can see kind of the summary of your troop submitted, any sales that you've made, your percentage of girl selling, as well as your contact information for your service unit product manager and the council. To get started on entering girl orders, we're going to go to the Girl Orders tab.
Internet's running kind of slow.
Real quick, it's acting kind of slow. Okay. Here on the Girl Orders tab, there's some troop stats up here if you want to kind of see how many girls are selling compared to your registered girls. It also lists the steps on how to enter a girl order. Please note that you will not click this pink submit button until you have entered all your orders. Once it's submitted, it locks you out from editing girl orders, so then you won't be able to enter anyone else's. I have a sample girl down here. Her name's Jane Doe. When I click on her name, you can see items and recognitions right here. And it has an expand bar, and it'll kind of show a preview of what the girl has sold or if I've entered anything. And to enter the orders, though, you'll need to go over here to the little pencil, the edit button. You'll select that. You'll have this pop-up box come up. Here you'll select the expand button for the items. We'll scroll on down, and you'll want to enter paper magazine orders here. So those paper magazine forms, if a girl's turn those in, you'll want to enter the total sales for those right here, and then the number of items that they sold. Please note that some of those order forms will be filled up completely, and there can be 3 items per order form, so make sure that you're figuring out the correct quantity of items. Next down on the item list, you'll see the online magazine subs. This will automatically pull over in from the QSP system, and it'll show you your total sales and the number of items. It'll automatically also show the number of emails the girl has sent, as well as the online nuts. And most of you will see the total sales of the online for a girl, and so make sure you're adding these two totals together to get that total sales, make sure they match. Next, we're just going to kind of go through and enter the items for the nuts and candies. The items are in order, listed as they were on the order card, even though there's not like the A, B, C, D. They are in order. You're going to click over here by the zeros, and you'll have a blue bar light up. Just highlight that 0 and kind of go through and tab down to enter these girl orders for the quantity that they had. You'll scroll on down to get the rest of the items. I'm just going to enter a sample order here. Also, do not forget to enter the donation items. You have the thank you nuts and the thank you vouchers, and you definitely want to enter these so the girls will earn credit for their share patch. After you've entered the orders, I recommend saving, and just in case if there's a lag in the computer, it'll save that information. Next, we're going to go on down to the recognitions to see how that looks. You will have until there's a further date for those leaders to enter all recognitions. That while you're in here, you can go ahead and select the girl's preference for every level. That way you can save these and not have to worry with it anymore. And it will also show you which ones they've already earned as well. I'm just going to go down here. Like, you just click the little blue button. It will show which one you have selected. I kind of want to talk about the 500 levels since there are t-shirts. And this is where you will select the t-shirt size if the girl chooses that. So it'll be the beach towel and the t-shirt, and just make sure you're selecting the correct t-shirt size. Once you've finished doing that, you can select Save. And also, if you scroll on down, a special recognition would be the 59-minute Quick Start Patch. If your troop participated in this and the girl participated, make sure you check mark that box, so she will earn that patch. Scroll on down, and it'll show you the automatic rewards based on the level. And when a girl's earned it, you'll see that the box is grayed out and checked. As she gets more sales, especially with the online sales, it'll continue to mark off which one she's earned. I'm going to hit Save. And once we're done with that girl's order, we're going to hit Close. And right here is where I was talking with, where you can see a summary. The total sales is 197, and it'll show how many magazines and nuts the girl sold. You click on her name, and it'll show you a breakdown of all those items that you entered, so you can go back and double check yourself. It'll also show you the total sales for each item. And then here's our recognitions. It'll show which ones they have earned as well. Okay, that's basically all for how to enter a girl's order. It's really simple. And like I said, after you enter every girl order, then you'll hit this pink submit button. I'm not going to select that now because I'm also going to log in as a service unit product manager here in a second and kind of show you through the steps for that if you're a product manager. One thing I do want to mention while we're in here as a troop, go on over to your Troops tab and make sure that you have your troop product manager's contact information in here. And right now you'll see I have kind of X's in here to hold these places. These are required fields, so just make sure those are filled in. And if the product manager is different than the troop leader, you can enter that information here as well. It'll show you your troop users, who all has access to enter orders. But really one main important thing is this troop bank account. And we need to make sure that all troops have this information entered. If we don't have this, we can't pull the draft for how much your troop owes. And if your troop only participates in online sales, we won't be able to give you proceeds back for those online sales. So you just click the edit button next to this, enter the bank account name, routing number, and your account number, and hit save. So that's basically it on there. If you were to edit any of this contact information, always hit save so that it will not lose that information. And that's it for the troop view on how to submit a girl order. I'm going to log out of this, and then I'm going to log in as a product manager now. Also, if y'all have any questions, you're more than welcome to put those in the chat box. I have Sharon Lynch here on the webinar with us today, and she's kind of helping me monitor those. And here is the service unit view. It looks very similar to the troop, and of course there won't be product manager contact information to show over here. With service units, before we get into the girl order, because the steps are very similar to that for a troop, I want to kind of reiterate important information that needs to be entered. On the service unit tab, and of course they need their contact information. And it's real important that we for sure have emails before, so that service unit product managers and troop leaders are getting any communication that we send out through Nutty. Another really important thing for our product managers is to enter a delivery station. This is where all of your service units, nuts and candies for all the troops will be delivered. So we just need to make sure that those nuts and candies are being delivered to where you're at. And any change of information here, just make sure you save that. Okay. On the Troops tab from the Service Unit View, you can see which troops have submitted and which ones have not. And it'll kind of give you a list of each troop and contact information. You can click Troop Order Status. Right here is where you'll see if they have submitted or not. And if a troop did not submit by their deadline, you'll want to make sure that all of their orders are correct and then submit for them. Okay. Next is the Girl Order tab. It's going to look just like it did for the troop view. We're going to hit the edit button next to the troop number, though. That's one extra step to where we can get to the troop that we need, and then to the girl name. From here, they can select the items and go through and enter the quantities, or say someone missed something and they need to add in a few more. They can do that as well and just save any orders. If a girl last minute changes her mind on which recognition she'd like, they can also go into there and reselect their recognition item. And let's say on this 300 level, the girl has decided to take the online fall funds instead of the traditional. You can also just change that selection and hit save. And troop leaders and product managers will have until later this month to enter that information. If I'm not mistaken, it's the 31st for troop leaders and November 2nd for service unit product managers. So you'll have plenty of time to go in here and change recognitions if girls get more online sales. And as always, save after any changes to make sure that information is captured. And then we're going to close that. And that's pretty much the steps on how to enter girl orders. And I'm going to kind of just leave this open for a little bit to see if we have any questions come through. You can put them into the chat box here and we'll answer them. Or you're always more than welcome to email productsales@girlscoutsdiamonds.org with any questions, or if you have any missing girls, last minute girls. Make sure you get us that information as soon as possible. We do have a little bit of a buffer time, so we know that we don't want to create too much panic. If you notice a girl isn't registered but did participate, we can get them in there if they get registered as soon as possible. So we do have that little bit of buffer time. But we still just need to make sure that all girls are registered and in the system for you.
And also, we're going to be, hey y'all, this is Sharon, and we're going to be saving this webinar to our Dropbox and emailing this out. So if you want to email this out, if you're a service unit product manager and you want to email this out to your troop leaders or so on and so forth, we're gonna go ahead and send this out so that everyone can have this because we know that not everyone is able to attend during the workday.
Correct. Like we said, we're just going to leave it open a little bit longer to see if we have any questions come through. And we know this was kind of short and sweet, but that's the best way to have them, I think.
Also, at the end of the paper sale, we're going to be looking at every troop and seeing how far away they are from the extra proceeds incentive for the cookie season. You know, for fall product, the troop has to meet 70% total registered girl participation and $250 PGA. We do have some troops where one girl has sold over $1,700, and so their troop PGA is even with 7 girls is 250, so they've already hit that with that one girl sales. So we're going to send out just how close every troop is to make sure that to make sure that the service unit and the troops know, how close they are. So if they would like to try to hit that, to get 3 more girls to sell 1 item to stay in the running for that incentive, that they're able to do that with the online sale, which continues to the end of October. Well, I think you hit all the bases, Heather. We've got a question exactly what needs to be turned into the council from the service unit manager on Thursday. The service unit manager is responsible for submitting the order in its entirety for the service unit on Thursday. So you'll just go in and go through that process that Heather showed of submitting the order for the service unit to the council on Thursday.
I'll kind of go back to that. You'll kind of just hover over the troops tab and go to troop order status. In here, you'll have a whole list of all your troops. I just have 1 troop in here, and it'll show you if they're still open. And if you need to submit, you'll just check the box, come up here to this drop down, and select submitted, and apply that to that troop. You can do it for individual troops, or for everyone. You can select all. And if you have submitted for all, but you still have time as a product manager in here, you can select that troop, select open up here from the drop down, and apply, and it'll open that troop back up for any edits. But please note that after Thursday, product managers won't be able to do that, and they'll be locked out of the system as well, and any edits will need to come to the council. And we will have a couple of days where we can make edits, but after that, and we submit the order, unfortunately, there will be no more edits that can be made or any reorders. So once it's all submitted, it is submitted.
And just to reiterate, this is only the submission of the paper sale order. This is not online sales. So online sales will continue through the end of October. So this is only the physical forms that your girls are turning in. Got one first-time troop leader here. Do we need to turn in the actual form to the service unit product manager, or is everything online? We're going to send out the webinar if you came in late, so you can see the first part of it. But the troop leader is going to submit those actual order forms, those paper orders in Nutty. And when you submit your order in Nutty, that will go to your service unit, and then your service unit will submit, and that will come to the council. Everything is online. The only thing that we need from you in person is if you have those little magazine forms where you filled out your customer's information with their mailing address and all that kind of stuff, we need you to drop those off at your regional council office or put them in the mail.
And we kind of have the deadline set as September 16th for those, or October 16th, I'm sorry, for those paper forms to be turned into the council.
Mm-hmm.
I see a question in here. How do we know what our login and password is? If you don't know how to log into Nutty, please email productsales@girlscoutsdiamonds.org with your name and your troop number, and we can get you that information.
All right, any other questions? And we are monitoring the product sales inbox very closely. I was kind of in there throughout the weekend and also on the Product Swap Facebook page. So if you have any questions, we're this time of year we tend to be in there a lot more often, even kind of after work hours. So always, send us any questions that you have, and you should get a response pretty quickly.
Okay, if we don't have any more questions, we're going to end this webinar. Good luck to all, and I can't wait to see how well each troop and service unit has done this fall product season. We've heard a lot of excitement from some troop leaders and girls, so it's exciting to see that all come through. But you all have a great Monday, and we will talk to you later.
Bye.